There's a ribbon, not a crown, not a scepter, not a glittering jewel. A simple, elegant length of blue silk, edged in gold. For over a century, it has been a silent witness to the most intimate moments of monarchy, a personal token passed from one sovereign woman to the next. It is the royal family order of King George VI, a miniature portrait of a king, worn by the royal women he held most dear. And last week, according to senior palace insiders speaking exclusively to Royal Report 24/7, that ribbon found new home. Not around the neck of the queen consort, Camilla, not to a supportive female relative, but placed gently and with profound intention into the hands of a 9-year-old girl, Princess Charlotte of Wales. This act, a quiet transfer of heirloom and heritage, is being interpreted by royal observers as the most significant piece of dynastic storytelling of the Charles III era. A story not just of who received the honor, but of who was conspicuously, entirely skipped over. Before we unravel the delicate threads of silk, sentiment, and succession that make this gesture so explosively meaningful, make sure you're with us for every revelation. Subscribe to Royal Report 24/7 and tap the like button right now. This is a glimpse into the king's deepest, most unspoken plans for the future he is building. A future where the past is a guide and Bloodline is the only map. First, one must understand the gravity of the object itself. The royal family order is a personal gift from the sovereign, a mark of supreme favor. The late Queen Elizabeth II wore the orders of her father and her grandfather. They were pinned to her dress for the opening of Parliament, for state banquets. Always visible, a layer of familial loyalty overlaid on state ceremony. Queen Elizabeth the Queen Mother wore hers until her death. Princess Margaret wore hers. This particular order, King George VI's, belonged to the Queen Mother. Upon her passing, it didn't go to the royal vaults. It returned to her daughter, the Queen. And now sources say it has moved again directly from Charles to Charlotte. This is not about value. It's about vibrational frequency. It is an artifact that hums with the energy of matriarchs. By giving it to Charlotte, King Charles has, in a single, silent motion, anointed her as the spiritual successor to that line of formidable royal women. Now, let's examine the silence that rings even louder than the gesture. The ribbon skipped a generation of royal wives. It bypassed Camilla. It bypassed Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, a dedicated, beloved working royal. It did not go to Princess Anne, the king's own sister and his most stalwart supporter. This was not an oversight. Insiders describe this as a deliberate and poignant choice by the king. A palace historian consulted for this report put it bluntly, this is about blood. Pure, direct, line of succession blood. Camilla is his wife, his consort, and she will be crowned as such. But she is not of the blood. Sophie married into it, and is of the blood, but her line moves outwards. Charlotte is the first daughter of a future king, directly in the line of succession. The king is signaling that the most intimate treasures of the monarchy follow that direct, unbroken thread. A source close to the king's circle confided, he adores Camilla's family, but he is the custodian of the crown. His duty is to its continuity, to its symbols. That continuity flows through William and through George, Charlotte, and Louis. The king sees Charlotte as a pivotal figure in the modern monarchy, and he is ensuring her connection to its past is tangible, literally something she can hold in her hands. Let's focus on Charlotte. Why her? At 9, she is already a phenomenon. She carries herself with a poise that recalls the queen, a glint of mischief that recalls Diana, and a fierce loyalty to her brothers that is entirely her own. Insiders speak of the king's particular fondness for her steely confidence. But this is more than grandfatherly affection. This is institutional planning. By bonding Charlotte so viscerally to the legacy of the Queen Mother and the late Queen, Charles is fortifying her for the role she will inevitably have. The one princess and was born to. The Rock. The hardest working, most trusted, no-nonsense senior royal who will support her brother, the future King George VII. He is giving her a totem of her destiny. He is saying, without words, you are not a spare. You are the essential lieutenant. Your anchor to this family is as deep as the channel. The analysis, however, must also consider the potential tremors. While publicly there will be nothing but grace, royal observers are speculating about the private message received in the Cornwall household. For Camilla, who has worked tirelessly to secure her place and improve her public image, this is a gentle but firm reminder of the limits of that place. She is the queen consort, but she is not the lineage. Her legacy will be her support of the king, not her blood in future sovereigns. For her children, it is a final, quiet closing of a door they likely never expected to be fully open. There will be no blurring of the lines. The firm remains, as it always has, fiercely insular. This act also sends a thunderous message about the Wales family unit. It is a kingly endorsement of William and Catherine as a partnership, and of their children as the unshakable core of the future. It reinforces the us four against the world narrative that has become their strength. And critically, it draws a stark contrast with the other branch of the family in Montecito. While the Sussex children navigate questions of titles and transatlantic identity, Charlotte is being given physical proof of her embedded central role. The king isn't just leaving her a piece of jewelry. He's leaving her a piece of the Constitution. S.O. What does this mean for the century ahead? We are witnessing the early, careful placement of pieces on a chessboard that will be played for the next 80 years. King Charles, the transitional sovereign, is thinking in terms of foundations. By tying Charlotte so personally to the 20th century matriarchs, he is building a bridge of continuity over the turbulent waters of his own reign and the scandals that have surrounded it. He is rooting the future in the perceived stability and devotion of the past. When Charlotte is a woman, standing beside her brother the king at a coronation or state opening, wearing that pale blue ribbon, the narrative will be complete. Duty, heritage, and an unbroken line. The ribbon is more than fabric. It is a covenant, a promise from a grandfather king to a granddaughter princess. A silent decree that the future belongs to the direct line, protected and cherished. And a gentle, unyielding reminder that in the House of Windsor, while hearts may expand to include new members, the treasures of history flow in one channel only, down the direct line of the crown. This moment, so quiet yet so profoundly loud, is why we are here at Royal Report 24/7. We connect these delicate gestures to the grand strategies, reading the symbolism so you understand the seismic shifts happening beneath the surface pomp. If this analysis of a king's silent message has captivated you, then you need to be here for the next chapter. Share your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button to help us grow this community, and crucially, subscribe to Royal Report 24/7. Because the next heirloom to change hands, the next portrait to be moved in a palace corridor, could tell a story just as powerful. We'll be here, watching what happens. Until then.